So I'm here at Target and I'm over by the body moisturizer. Moisturizing, in my opinion, second to sunscreen, is one of the easiest, most effective things you can do in terms of your skincare routine. The point of moisturizing is basically just to improve the water content of the stratum corneum. Like, you don't need to make it more complicated than what it is. And moisturizers do that through trapping the water in with occlusive ingredients, holding water in place with humectants. They can deposit physiologic lipids on the skin surface to help with barrier repair so moisture stays in. Speaking of physiologic lipids, CeraVe has ceramides, which are lipids naturally present in your skin barrier. But you don't have to just use CeraVe. There are a lot of other moisturizers that have ceramides in them. You could do the Up and Up generic version. Save yourself some coinage there these times. You must think that way. I happen to be a huge fan of this Eucerin Eczema Relief. It's a colloidal oatmeal based product with ceramide. Now, colloidal oatmeal is a great skin protectant. Skin protectants basically help to reduce water loss from the skin. They're essentially occlusives, like dimethicone, petrolatum, colloidal oatmeal. But colloidal oatmeal packs an additional punch. It has antioxidants that can help with reducing lipid peroxidation in the skin upon exposure to environmental stressors like pollution, as well as ultraviolet radiation, infrared radiation, heat. This product also has this Glycyrrhiza inflata root extract, comes from licorice root, helpful for people who have eczema or very sensitive skin. Its anti-inflammatory properties also can help with hyperpigmentation, redness. It's free of fragrance, which is a common allergen that can be particularly problematic for people who have eczema. I am currently using this because my favorite lip SPF has been temporarily, I'm hoping, discontinued rather than permanently due to supply chain issues, which would be the Vanny Cream Lip SPF. But Aquaphor, their lip repair stick plus sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen. It's actually pretty moisturizing for the lips. Lips are more prone to water loss because they don't have much, if any, stratum corneum. There are no oil glands like right here on your lip, so that makes them even more prone to dryness. Lips just don't have the same kind of equipment in their favor as the rest of the skin on your face, so sun protection is even more important. They're a lot more vulnerable to sun damage. Long story short, I like this, but it is a little stiff and it's not like super moisturizing. You have to do a couple of passes on your lips in order to feel like you have a good layer on there. And but otherwise it's okay. You know, some people, their lips are more sensitive to the chemical filters, which is why I like mineral myself. But as I said, the Vanny Cream one has been difficult to come by these days. Speaking of skin protectant, we have the Aquaphor dupe here by Up and Up, the healing ointment. I did a video comparing Aquaphor healing ointment to CeraVe healing ointment. Definitely check that out if you were like trying to decide between the two. They're both great options, but if you were allergic to lanolin, which a lot of people can, it's derived from sheep's fleece, it's a wax alcohol, then you want to avoid Aquaphor. Stretch mark massage lotion. They're always coming for you guys, trying to make you think you can stop stretch marks. You can't. You're either going to get them or you're not. But this is a popular product. Has collagen in it, which is a humectant. I believe this also has fragrance, so be aware of that, a common allergen. Argan oil is an emollient. Shea butter traps in hydration is an occlusive. Love this Norwegian formula hand cream. Looks like they rebranded the packaging a bit here. Glycerin rich. The nice thing about this is it doesn't leave a sticky residue. Highly recommend moisturizing your hands every time you wash them. It'll really help cut down on dryness, irritation. As I mentioned earlier, moisturizing is one of the most effective things you can do in your skincare routine, because when you improve the moisture content in your skin, not only does it like naturally exfoliate on its own much better, it also plumps up the skin cells, and that does a few things. First of all, it just makes the skin look glowier, healthier, radiant. By filling space, it diminishes the appearance of fine lines. Through light scattering, it can make the look of discoloration less noticeable. And when the cells are plumped up and hydrated, it helps slow down the penetration of things into the skin that could otherwise be super irritating. Coming back to ceramides, this is arguably one of my favorites. This Gold Bond Pure Moisture. I think it was in one of my 2022 favorites. A couple of them, actually. You can use it on the face or the body. I mean, $3.99. If you are sitting here trying to figure out what moisturizer to get this, because You can try out the 3 ounces, $3.99. You can use it on your face, you can use it on your body. There's no fragrance. It also has hyaluronic acid or sodium hyaluronate. It has ceramide. It has a polyhydroxy acid, gluconolactone, which can help soften the skin. It has urea, which also can help soften and gently exfoliate. I mean, this has so much going for it. It's definitely one of the more underrated moisturizers. I want to know from you guys, a lot of people find that CeraVe moisturizers burn and sting. Have you tried the Gold Bond Pure? And if you have, do you experience the same issue? Pro tip, when it comes to moisturizing, after you cleanse the skin and you rinse off the cleanser residue, while the skin is still a bit damp, that's really a great time to put moisturizer on. Except if you are one of those people who, when you apply moisturizer, it burns and stings, try just pat drying the skin completely. I know. It's like, am I not getting the maximum benefit of the moisturizer? You're still getting benefit of the moisturizer. In some cases, for people, especially those who have like rosacea, putting the moisturizer on the skin while it's still a bit damp, sometimes that can actually be the trigger for the sensitivity symptoms of burning and stinging. So try just pat drying the skin completely. You know, it doesn't negate the benefits of moisturizer to do that. And it's better that you tolerate the moisturizer rather than suffering and potentially triggering a flare of your rosacea. Gold Bond's Eczema Relief Skin Protectant Cream with colloidal oatmeal. Again, colloidal oatmeal is beneficial for the health of your moisture barrier, and ultimately that's going to just help things move along at a reasonable pace. This product also has ceramide in it, and it has shea butter. I imagine the consistency of this is going to be a bit different from the Gold Bond Pure. Now, they're not telling you could put this on the face, but you certainly could try that. I think this would be another fantastic body moisturizer for this time of year, or any time of year. $10.29. Now, for your morning routine, you can just use a sunscreen as your moisturizer. They should be sufficiently moisturizing. They're going to, at any rate, reduce water loss from the skin through their occlusive properties, improving moisture content. You certainly can layer a moisturizer on underneath, but make sure it is absorbed fully and completely dry. Otherwise, you may get pilling where the sunscreen rolls up. I just use sunscreen alone in the morning. I don't typically do moisturizer, although I do use an antioxidant serum that is kind of a lightweight moisturizing consistency. This I have not seen before from Bare Republic, their mineral sunscreen gel lotion. I may need to try this. Zinc oxide. This looks interesting. Let me know if you've tried this. I love a gel consistency. It's not as greasy, but this is like a gel lotion. I wonder if it's kind of the consistency of like the Eucerin makes a body moisturizer that's a gel cream that's really nice. This actually looks pretty good. I'm not seeing that it has fragrance. Ethyl ferulate, that's an antioxidant. I don't know what gamma-nonylactone is. Vegan. Let me need to try this out. I wonder how strikingly different these two are from one another. I find that the SPF 30, the cast, often is less noticeable than like an SPF 50. I mean, it makes sense. It would be. Avocado oil, sunflower seed oil. Those are helpful for softening the skin, but may make it kind of shiny. Looks like La Roche-Posay has changed up the packaging on their Effaclar salicylic acid acne treatment. This now has salicylic acid. It used to have, I think, LHA or caprylyl salicylic acid, which is kind of a modified form of salicylic acid that is a little bit more precise in how it exfoliates, but it looks like they changed it up. Too bad they added fragrance. This product used to be free of fragrance. Phytic acid can chelate iron that gets released from cells upon exposure to environmental stressors, and that iron can actually catalyze the formation of free radicals. So phytic acid may help to mop some of that up and prevent those additional free radicals, which for people who have acne-prone skin, which is what this is for, that's beneficial because oxidative stress on the skin can oxidize sebum on the skin surface, be inflammatory, and trigger more breakouts. This also has glycolic acid, probably helps with the penetration of the salicylic acid. I really wish they had not added fragrance to that because it can be commonly irritating to people. Personally, I'm a fan of this one, the glycolic B5 serum. It has a lot more going for it. It's got kojic acid, which is helpful for dark spots as it's marketed. Kojic acid is also a chelator, so it'll help potentially minimize that reaction of iron to form free radicals upon exposure to environmental stressors. Those free radicals are what damage like lipids in your skin and set off an inflammatory cascade that can aggravate acne as well as drive more stubborn hyperpigmentation. So cool on that. Now this one has caprylyl, it's a mouthful, salicylic acid, or LHA. That can do the same thing as salicylic acid, but is a little bit more precise. This also has tranexamic acid. Applied topically, it may help with dark spots, but it also might help with redness. It also has panthenol, which is moisturizing. I think this is a great product from La Roche-Posay. But man, is it $40.49? This is formerly Melody Pigment Control. That's really expensive. Now, for those of you who have really sensitive skin and are looking to improve skin texture, I highly recommend this Aveeno Calm and Restore Nourishing PHA Exfoliator. It's not abrasive, as they mention here. Gluconolactone is a polyhydroxy acid. It helps soften rough skin and helps gently exfoliate. It also helps with improving moisture content in the skin. I really loved this. Check out my review of these new products from the Calm and Restore line. As a side note, I currently use this a fair amount as a hand cream, and I love it. It is colloidal oatmeal, again, skin protectant. It works really well as a hand cream. It also has ceramide. Their foaming redness relief foaming cleanser is a nice option too if you have really sensitive skin. And this is like one of my most repurchased moisturizers. I love it. This gel cream. This is really good if you have rosacea, as a side note. Although rosacea is very individualized in terms of what people tolerate, but the consistency is really a lot more comfortable on the skin. Moisturizers with a heavy consistency can aggravate rosacea for some. What's this new product from Urban Skinner X? Even Tone Barrier Repair Ceramide Cream. This has phytic acid in it as well. Again, helpful for chelating. Iron may help in minimizing further oxidative stress. It has niacinamide, which is good for hyperpigmentation. Shea butter. It's going to help keep water in the skin. Ceramides. That looks promising. What's in the glowing moisturizer? Vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. What forms of? Oh, orange peel oil. I would skip that. That can be irritating. But this does have a few other ingredients that are good for hyperpigmentation. Kojic acid, again, that's a chelator and also helps chelate copper, which is necessary for the enzyme tyrosinase that makes melanin, so it helps ultimately in reducing hyperpigmentation. Glutathione, an antioxidant, and alpha-arbutin. Arbutin is like a natural form of hydroquinone, but doesn't have the side effects, so it's thought to be safe to use long term. Azelaic acid, I cannot say enough good things about. I wonder though what the percentage of azelaic acid is in this. Like, is it like a very weak amount? Hard to say for sure. Neutrogena's new caffeine eye gel cream. I've tried this out. I really enjoy it, even though I'm not someone who uses eye creams. Caffeine in an eye cream can temporarily help improve the look of dark under eye circles, although, as I say it multiple times, if you have hereditary dark under eye circles, or you have dark under eye circles that are due to age-related changes in the face, this is not going to do anything. With age, we lose a lot of volume around our eyes. You get descent of the cheeks, and that can make the under eye hollows much more prominent. Ultimately, that makes the underlying structures more visible and makes it look like you have dark discoloration under the eyes. Love this hydrating gel cleanser. If you have dry skin, this is a great cleanser. I mean, if you have oily skin, it's good too. And it's free of fragrance, and you can buy refills. The Soothing Milk Cleanser looks good too if you have dry skin. Dry skin on the face can be a really tricky issue in the wintertime. If you spend time outdoors, like walking around, cold winter winds can really lead to chapped skin, and excessive cleansing can really get you into the house of pain. It's really a time when you experience a lot more burning, stinging, and irritation from products too. Cetaphil is another great choice for a facial cleanser if you have dry skin, and I recently finished this up, the Daily Facial Cleanser combination to oily, sensitive skin. I happen to think this is also good if you have dry skin. It's a very mild facial cleanser and helpful. Cleansing is an important part of the skincare routine to remove dirt, oil, sebum, particulates off the skin surface that can otherwise lead to a lot of inflammation and irritation in the skin. I have not tried this one yet, the Hydrating Foam Cream Cleanser. I think it's probably nice too, I would imagine. I look forward to giving that a try at some point. I love La Roche-Posay's Lipicare. This works really well as a body and face moisturizer. It has niacinamide in it, so be aware of that if you're sensitive to it. Shea, yeah, this is a great option too if you have hyperpigmentation, like on the body, under the arms, in sensitive areas where you have skin-on-skin contact. Rather than using a lot of typical skin brightening, lightening ingredients like glycolic acid, which can be too irritating in the skin folds, niacinamide is a good option because it's helpful for the moisture barrier and reduces irritation, if you tolerate it, that is. Body and face, you can use it both. I love products that explicitly tell you they can be used for body and face, like this and this. $19.99. I've been hearing so many good things from you guys about this newer Cetaphil Deep Hydration Skin Restoring Water Gel, and it doesn't surprise me. Cetaphil has just really been coming out with wonderful skincare in the past couple of years. They've really just stepped up to the plate, if you will. Baseball reference, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I look forward to trying this in the future as well. The Daily Facial Moisturizer SPF 50, I rather enjoy this product. It is a hybrid sunscreen. There's not much of a cast with it. It is nice and moisturizing, good as an everyday facial moisturizer. The Vanny Cream SPF 30 leaves a pretty strong cast as a side note. I love this little mini essentials kit. This is good for putting in your travel bag. Hero Cosmetics Rescue Balm is a really nice, if you have, you know, when a pimple heals, it can be really dry and flaky. This is a great option. And it's also good if you get windburn. You can put it on the face to help as a barrier cream, and it's good if you are wearing a mask a lot and getting irritation. Rescue Balm is a good option. Ooh, did Noxzema come out with something new? Noxzema, I haven't heard people talk about this in a while. It's been around for a while. Fun fact, Noxzema was originally developed for eczema, and it meant knocks eczema, like knocks it out. But the ingredients are not eczema friendly whatsoever. The whole thing with Noxzema is like, because it has menthol, it can be actually pretty soothing to itch, but the ingredients are like super irritating overall, like camphor. A lot of people love this and use it, and it works out well for them. And if that's you, I'm not telling you like you should stop using it, but if you are somebody who has eczema and you're wondering about this, I would say I don't recommend it, even though it was initially developed for people with eczema. They have these anti-blemish pads, or these salicylic acid pads. Yeah, 2% salicylic acid, again with a camphor and eucalyptus leaf oil and menthol. Those things can be pretty irritating. There's so many good salicylic acid leave-on products that I don't recommend these, just because of all of those unnecessary irritants. What in the sea breeze is this? Salicylic acid treatment. I kind of thought it was going to be a sea breeze type toner. 0.5% salicylic acid. Now this has fragrance in it, but otherwise this may be a little on the drying side. But some people who have really oily skin may find that they like this. I wish it were free of fragrance though. It's a generic version of some Clean and Clear product, which Clean and Clear can be effective. My main issue with Clean and Clear is that they almost always have added fragrance. I mean, I think all of their products have added fragrance. As a side note, this product by Clean and Clear is really good. It's a benzoyl peroxide leave-on. Great if you get a pimple as a spa treatment. And this does not have fragrance, wouldn't you know? I was just harping about that. This one's fragrance free. But you could also do the up and up version. Now, I don't know if this is micronized benzoyl peroxide. See, micronized benzoyl peroxide is a lot less irritating. Plus, this is 10%. I have a recent video showing you guys a tip, a strategy, an approach to use benzoyl peroxide to minimize irritation. Definitely check that out. We talk about short contact therapy. We have a renewing cleanser. We have a rejuvenating toner. What's in the toner? Gluconolactone glycolic. And we have a repairing treatment. So a benzoyl peroxide cleanser, a leave-on toner with witch hazel. Some people love witch hazel. Witch hazel is an astringent, but some people find it's irritating to their skin. Others love it. Gluconolactone is a polyhydroxy acid. Glycolic acid can help soften and exfoliate the skin. Oh, it does have fragrance. These oil absorbing sheets are good for degreasing the surface of the skin, although be mindful that if you are using these throughout the day, it's possible it's removing some of your sunscreen. So if it's a sunny day and you're outdoors a lot, you know, just kind of be aware that you could be removing some protection. Oh, this is new from Neutrogena, a sulfur and niacinamide drying lotion. I guess this is kind of like Mario Badescu. Sulfur, though, is really good for acne. It's generally pretty well tolerated. And niacinamide is also beneficial for acne. If you want to consider sulfur in your acne routine, check out my video on how to do a sulfur mask. I share with you guys the De La Cruz sulfur mask in that video, which is pretty cost effective in my opinion. Kind of intrigued by their ultra gentle face gel hydrator. Comment below and if you've tried this. I like that they're using 4% niacinamide and not some astronomically high percentage. Niacinamide is really good if you have acne, provided you tolerate it. Some people find it irritating. Glycerin, dimethicone. This looks like a great facial moisturizer for people who have acne-prone skin, or just really anyone. Niacinamide is good for the moisture barrier, so ultimately that's going to help with dry skin too. And it also has, because it's an antioxidant, it's got, you know, anti-aging effects in a sense to minimize oxidative stress. And there's some evidence that it can decrease yellowing in the skin as it relates to sun damage. I'm over here in the undefined section, and I do want to point out if they have it. Oh, here it is. This is a really good sunscreen. I just wish it were not so expensive. Their R&R Sun Serum. It's an SPF 50 tinted mineral sunscreen. This has got to be one of my favorite, like, drugstore, although I only ever find it in Target, tinted sunscreens. Although I'm really impressed with Neutrogena's new tinted mineral sunscreens, 4 shades. The Neutrogena ones are SPF 30 though. This one's SPF 50. And it's a small bottle. I mean, you know, it's like pluses and minuses. This is really good though, I have to say. Let me know if you've tried this one. I love it. I just, like I said, it's kind of expensive. Bakuchiol is an antioxidant. You know, it's always marketed as a retinol alternative because it does activate some similar gene pathways as retinol. There is a newer study that suggests that it may help diminish the appearance of wrinkles, but it's still kind of poorly studied overall. Raw honey night cream, even in radiant. I've not seen this before. Honey is very moisturizing. It's rich in humectants. It also has anti-inflammatory compounds. This kind of looks intriguing. It doesn't appear to have added fragrance. $12.99 for 2 ounces. Check it out, a cleansing balm. 3-in-1 cleansing balm for uneven skin tone. Tiny font. Coconut oil. Some people find that aggravates their acne, but otherwise this looks interesting. Let me know if you've tried these. Looks like Coco Kind came out with a new sunscreen, or new to me. I have tried their daily SPF mineral sunscreen and it was okay. I didn't mind it. I reviewed it a long time ago, so check out that review. But the new Silk SPF 30, how is this much different? Maybe just, oh, this is a hybrid sunscreen. So it's got zinc and homosalate, a chemical UVB filter. So maybe the cast on this is a little less noticeable. 25 bucks. They also have a sea kale clay mask that I don't think I've seen before. Clay is really helpful for removing excess sebum from the surface of the skin. Remember what I was telling you guys earlier about for people who have acne prone skin, environmental stressors can oxidize sebum, and that can be pretty inflammatory and trigger more acne breakouts. Kaolin, bentonite, these are clays. They can absorb some of the excess sebum off the surface of the skin and just degrease it, and that can help with acne control. And they also can help, by removing that sebum, they also can help your makeup and stuff go on more smoothly and evenly. Friendly reminder, don't put Q-tips in your ears. Well, Target did not disappoint. I hope you guys enjoyed this shop with me video. On the end slate, I'm going to put one of my more recent Target shop with me videos. So if you want to keep watching, check that one out next. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.